22-year-old So Mo Win. A lot of expectations surrounding him. Raizam Shah from Malaysia with a personal best of 13.84, which he attained in Macau in 2006 and got the silver medal in Palembang in 2011 with a time of 13.86, just outside his personal best. Thailand's Jamras Ritedet, the 24-year-old, gold in Palembang, looking to go back-to-back, was 6th in the Asian Games as well, is the hot favourite going into this one. From the Philippines, Eric Cray in lane 8, the 25-year-old with the glasses. Very interesting from him. Kittapong Kongdi as well, the 19-year-old, will go in lane 9. So 9 athletes all lined up here, ready to go. Anuson Saizar from Laos, we missed out. It was a mix-up there with the start lists and the start sheets. He was supposed to be in lane 7, but it is the Thai runner, Jamras Ritedet, that is in lane 7. Saizar will be in lane 6. The record currently stands from James Ritedet. Got it in Palembang 2011. It was a national record and a games record at 13.77. After performing in the Asian Games as well, he is the hot favourite in this one, the 24-year-old in lane 7. Keep an eye out for him. So they're called to order by the starter. They're off first time and out to the blocks quickly was Jamras, and he's pile driving here over the hurdles. 1, 2, 3, 4 steps in between each hurdle. That's important. You can see other competitors clipping them, but that is won by a mile, and that is a new games record as well. James Ritedet got his steps absolutely spot on and has a new record to boot. So not only did he do it in 2011, he's done it again here in Napador. Really exploded out of the blocks and sorted his feet out and his timing very, very quickly. There you can see, gone very quickly, and just the power and pace. Other athletes crashing into the hurdles, and that's just disrupting their stride, but no such thing when it comes to Jamras Ritedet. Absolutely cruises it. It's Malaysia's Raizam Shah that got the silver, and it was Saizar from Laos with the bronze. An absolute perfect run from James Ritedet. Real power, real pace, and attacking the hurdles, and you can see not just clearing them by an inch or so with the feet. That is a mile over. It's just his backside that was about an inch or two above the hurdle. That's all it needs to be. And you feel, looking at that, he could have gone a lot quicker. As it is, it's a new games record for him. So another gold medal. 2011, 2013 will go down in history for him. Jamras Ritedet, games records and gold medals to boot. It was the silver medal for Raizam Shah, and Anose Saizar with the bronze. And a very, very happy man, that is for sure. As we move straight over to the women's 100 metres hurdle final. All eyes will be on lane 4 though. Dede Erawati, the 33-year-old veteran, surely coming towards the end of her career. Silver in Palembang. She lost her gold medal, which she won in 2007 and 2009 in Bangkok, Vietnam as well. Tin Za Mo from Myanmar will go in lane number 2. So the 25-year-old will have the home fans behind her. Manivan Chan Tavong from Laos, the young 20-year-old, going in lane 3. in lane 4. Here she is, Dede Erawati, 33 years old. She's got a personal best of 13.18, set in Taipei in May 2012, so getting better and stronger as she's getting older. She finished 6th in the Asian Games back in 2010 as well in Guangzhou. She's only 5'5", but she makes those hurdles disappear. Panida, the 25-year-old from Thailand, will run in lane 5. In lane 6, Raja Nursina from Malaysia, 22-year-old, looking to try and impress in these games. And Walapa Punsungwen from Thailand, the 27-year-old, the gold medalist from Palembang, up against her old adversary, Dede Erawati. So it's going to be lane 4 and lane 7 that we need to keep our eyes on here. It does look as though it's heavily strapped her thigh though, Walapa, so it's as though she's been struggling a bit, but the start is going to be all important here again. So the 6 athletes all vying for the gold medal. The record was set by Tricia Roberts in 1999 in Brunei, 12.85. Interesting to see if anyone gets close to that. No one has run sub 13 in this race. Now to the 6 competitors. The starter calls them to the blocks. Tinzamo on the far side, very slow going down. Erawati gets away quite well, but it's Walapa in the outside lane that's now trailing, but Erawati is coming through strong. She's cruising this. Wonderful technique. Right leg leading all the way, and it's going to be the Thai Walapa that gets the silver. Raja Nursina from Malaysia will get the bronze. So no record set on this occasion, but nonetheless it's a 3rd gold medal in this event in 4 outings for Dede Erawati. Fantastic from her. Real quality run from her. Not the quickest out of the blocks. The reaction time there, not as good as it should have been, but after she hit the 2nd hurdle, bang, there she went. She started pulling away. The Malaysian doing well to hang in there, Raja Nursina, but it was Walapa Punsungwen that got the silver. Just that extra step compared with the men, but real good technique from all the ladies there. You can see the leg going up and over and trailing through, making sure that they don't clip the hurdle at all. And there is a very, very happy lady. Not so much young when you consider that some of the athletes were 20-year-olds in this competition. She has blown everyone away. So it was the silver to Raja Nursina, Walapa in the silver, and Dede Erawati with the gold. You want me to mention it?
Thank you.
Well, we're going to go for a quick break. We've got the 1500 coming up in a few moments' time.
From Cambodia, Vietnam 408, Mojurni Rudan from Malaysia.
We've got the 1500 men's final coming up now. A lot of athletes that have competed in the 3000 metres and 800 metres as well. And a few of these will be competing in the 400 metres a little bit later on. Well, the gold medalist in Palembang 2011, Duong Van Thai, is one of the favourites going into this race, but also Christopher Ulbach from the Philippines, who won gold in the 3000 metre steeplechase yesterday. He is running as well. He will start in 2nd position, number 304. Keep an eye out for him. The calm before the storm. The 2 Malaysian runners, Mohamed Jironi Ridwan and Kazavan Maniam, in the outside lanes, the 27 and 20-year-old respectively. Well, 3 3/4 of this track will be made by these athletes, and taking the early lead is Yotin Keprajan from Thailand, 8th in the 400 metres, and tucking in nicely behind is Kezafan Maniam. No problems from him. He was 5th in the 800 metres as well. Ridwan, the 24-year-old Indonesian, is in the pack, number 208. There you can see him just in 3rd place at the moment. He won the gold just 2 days ago in the 800 metres in a time of 1:50.98. He actually got the bronze in the 5,000 metres as well, running a time of 14 minutes 27 seconds 0.69. So that's 3/4 of the lap to go. That's a slow pace from these guys. Not as quick as you would have seen. That was almost a 60-second lap, which is well down on any kind of record time. Nguyen Dinh Quang from Vietnam holds the record, 3 minutes 45. That was set back in 2007. But the guy's now just getting into the comfort zone. Moving Guate as well, the Filipina, just stuck in the middle of the pack there. He'll be looking to try and push his way through and out as they all bunch up. As it is Kesavan Maniam that's looking to take this on, along with Yotin Keprajan. So the 20 and 21-year-old leading the pace. As you can see, no one looking to open and expand this a little bit earlier, but looking to come through from the back a little bit there was Christopher Ulbach. Doesn't really make too much inroads on that occasion. Very much a strategic race this is, as the two at the front look to increase the pace slightly. There on the outside as well, Van Thai Duong. Know all about him from his exploits. Bronze 2 days ago in the 800 metres, gold in the 800 metres in Palembang. 21-year-old, nicely poised. Taking on the mantle now is Ridwan, 24-year-old. The reigning champion at this event, 3:47.63. He got in Palembang, his home country, of course, as they reach the bell. So who's going to kick first and who's going to stay with the pace? It's Ridwan out in front, starting to be stringed out just a little bit more now. Yotin Yarapan is in there as well. So is Maniam. They're looking all in it. The other Malaysian running out, Mohamed Jirani Ridwan, has joined in. Mervin Guate is there. Well, the pace has really gone from about 300 metres, and Ridwan is trying to spread everybody out, but coming up on the outside nicely is Van Thai Duong. He's timed his run to perfection here. He's starting to turn the screw. He's managed to get his nose in front, and as they come round that final bend, it's going to be all guns blazing for the Vietnamese. Young man, here he goes. He's pushing all the way. Van Thu Dong is going to get pushed right to the death. Oh, on the dip. Mohamed Jirani Ridwan has pushed him all the way. 3:57 is the time, but that is how close it is. Ridwan thinks that he might just have it, because Van Thai Duong had gone all the way there. He went with about 200 metres to go and started to push. Mohamed Jirani Ridwan just pushed all the way and wouldn't stop and wouldn't give up. This is the lap just before the bell. You can see right at the front there, Ridwan just trying to force the pace and string them out. But they started to kick at about 350, 300 metres. That's when they started to go.
Bronze medal goes to
There you can see just on the outside, Ridwan started to kick from about 400 because he was about 10 metres back, and look at this, two athletes going all out to get to the line, and you can see them both dipping. That is going to be a photo finish, and that is the closest match and run that we have seen at the event. And in fact, they've been given the same time, and I can tell you that they were both awarded a gold medal, 3:58.02. So the silver medal, the bronze medal went to Ridwan. The gold medalist in Palembang 2011 has finished in third place, and joint gold for the Vietnamese runner Van Thai Duong and Mohamed Jiraini Ridwan. Real quality performance from both of those men, pushing all the way, although it is Van Thai Duong that's getting the accolades at the moment. A gold medal was awarded to both athletes. Well, the 1500 metres women's final, again the same distance, has 5 athletes in this field. And starting off, number 319, Jessica Barnard from the Philippines, the 23-year-old who got the bronze medal yesterday in the 3,000 metre steeplechase. She will start right on the inside. Titao Du, the 21-year-old, a personal best of 4 minutes 18.94, the silver medal in Palembang, looking to go one better, but she did get the gold medal 2 days ago in the 800 metres. Tan To Kin, the 25-year-old from Myanmar, 4th in yesterday's steeplechase with a time of 11:16.49. You wonder if that will have any bearing on her run today. Phai Wo Tet, the 28-year-old, she won the gold in the women's 5,000 metre race a couple of days ago with a time of 16 minutes and 6 seconds. Tai Phong Nguyen from Vietnam did not start this race, so it's just the 4 runners. It's a shame because she was the silver medalist from Palembang, so another opportunity here for the girls to push their way right the way and get themselves a medal. There you can see the game's record, 4 minutes 11 seconds, 0.6. 10 seconds under that is the Asian record, but picking up the pace straight away and looking to take it from the front is Tai Tao Do from Vietnam. And it looks as though it's going to be a 2-horse race, just like the 3,000 metre steeplechase was yesterday. That ended up being a complete 1-horse race because it was just totally dominated in the end. Rini Budiati took it from the start, and she pushed all the way and made absolutely no mistake. So it's these 2 girls that are going to go head to head, and you can hear the local fans trying to cheer on their favourite to push and see if she can take Titao Do all the way down to the wire. She is looking for the double, of course. Gold 2 days ago, 2 minutes 5 seconds, 0.52. Silver in 2011 in Palembang in the 1500. So very much a middle distance runner. Looking to stride it out nice and easy as well, and just drag Fuwatet along with her. She's trying to hang on in there. Already got the gold medal, as mentioned, in the 5,000 metres. That was a couple of days ago. But looking very, very comfortable there on the shoulder. Nice running style, nice and easy from Fuwatet, as she looks as though she's going to take the lead here. The question is Tai Do, has she gone a little bit too early? Was she puffing a little bit there? But she's tucked in nicely behind Fuwatet. Right at the back, Jessica Barnard is trailing to Tan To Kin. That's the bronze medal that's going to be up for grabs, but it's definitely between these 2 athletes here. 1 3/4 laps to go. does look as though the pace has been picked up by Fuatet. Really trying to drive this on and stick a little bit of distance between her and Thi Tao Du. We do know that she can finish strong, particularly when she comes round and off the shoulder of that final bend. So when they get round to the line this time, they will hear the bell. After a quicker lap than the guys, it has to be said. They ran a faster first 300 metres than the men. It's slowed down considerably. The bell's going to go, and it is going to be Fuatet that is in the lead. Thi Tao Du has hung on in there and is ready to strike if needed. The question is, has Fuatet got anything in her locker to be able to block it out and keep strong and drive this home for a gold medal for Myanmar? It does look, though, as though the Vietnamese girl has decided to go. She's decided to kick with 300 metres, and she's really pushing it on now. Fuatet doesn't have anything there to stay with her. Thi Tao Du going extremely well, and he's kicking hard around the bend as well. You can see the distance in strides. A real leggy stride there from Thi Tao Du. The 21-year-old is pushing all the way. It's not going to be anywhere near the record, and it's not going to be anywhere near her personal best, but nonetheless, with 4 athletes, she will turn around and she will take the gold medal. Comfortable in the end. She got her tactics absolutely spot on. She tucked in behind Fuatet with about 2 laps to go and let her take and make the run-in, and then with 300 metres she decided to kick on. The bronze goes as well to Myanmar and to Tan To Kin. And just coming across the line right at the end there, Jessica Barnard, 4 minutes and 42.31. So confirmation there that the winner is Thi Tao Du. Absolutely spot on. So that is the double for her. Not only the 800 metres, but the 1500 metres as well. I say with the sprinters, the 100 and the 200 metres, the middle distance runners all look for the 800 and the 1500. That is what they excel at. And just look at the way she powered around that final bend, making the gap unattainable for Fuatet to close it down, and then punching hard and pushing all the way through to the line. The gap ever increasing as Fuatet, all she could do was watch and look at the heels of Thi Tao Du. So 4 minutes 22.64 for her, 4:27 for Fuatet, and the bronze for Myanmar as well.
May I have your attention, please? Men's 4x400 meter relay.
As is the norm with the athletics, the final events are the 4x400 meters relays finals, and we have got the men's one for you here. Myanmar in lane 2, Thailand lane 3, Indonesia 4, Vietnam 5, Malaysia 6, Singapore 7, and the Philippines will be in lane 8.
Lane 4, Indonesia. Lane 6, Malaysia.
So this one should be very, very interesting. Again, they will have to complete a lap and 100 meters before they are allowed to break, as they look to push forwards and go for a real strong time. The record held by Thailand, which was set back in 1995, 3 minutes and 5 seconds. So Myanmar in lane 2. Ted Zawin will lead them off. No problems there. In lane 3, it's Thailand. It looks as though it's going to be Sansern that will lead them off as well. Lane 4, Indonesia. Heru Astrianto will take the first leg. Gold in the 400 meters in 2011. He only finished 6th this time round in the 400 meters event. Malaysia, lane 6.
May I have your attention, please? Please be quiet for the starting.
Looks as though there may have been 1 or 2 alterations and changes to the initial starting lineup. And Singapore leading off is Po Seng Song. Ran the 200 meters in a time of 22.59. Used to be Singapore's fastest man before taking a few years out, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And leading off for the Philippines, that is Isidro Del Prado, that I can tell you. So there's 1 or 2 issues there with the starting information that has been handed to us on screen, but compared with what we have here, it's going to be correct. So 1 full lap in lanes, 100 meters in lanes, and then it can all change where they will cut in and run the shorter route. So they're almost set to be underway. Still 1 or 2 issues here from the starter. Not happy with something. They're finally called to order. So no one in lane 1. This has been dominated by the Thais over the past few events. So it will be interesting to see if they can come out on top here. And we finally get underway. All the blocks will be cleared on the near sides of the tracks. Now it's going strong down the outside lane is the Philippines. Toprada is who's absolutely cruising this, and there's a big gap starting to open up. Po Seng Song hanging in there quite well, it has to be said. Malaysia looking strong coming around the bend though. Very, very close to the line. Did he actually step out there? Maybe that will be reviewed later, but it's the Philippines that have the baton in hand at the moment and are leading the pack by some considerable distance. Prado's personal best 45.57, and he's ran a very, very good first leg there. That's a good change as well. A good handover for the Malaysians. So it's Malaysia leading at the moment. The Philippines looking to try and close the gap somewhat. There are the little markers that say that they can cut in, and that's exactly what happens. So Malaysia leading, Philippines in second, Indonesia third. The ties are well back. Singapore just overtaking Myanmar right there at the back, so that's good. They will be looking to try and push and close this gap even more, but it's still Malaysia in the lead. Philippines looking to turn hard. Alizian it is who's running up strong and is looking to come through, and that's exactly what he's doing. Indonesia and Thailand having a little battle there for the bronze medal position as it stands. Good change there though by the Philippines. They're going to take the lead here going into the third leg. Strong running on this occasion. Nieras it is, a personal best of 47.35, but it's the Malaysian that's keeping track there and closing down very quickly. Panaselvam it is that's keeping right on the tail. Trying to keep it really close. Thailand have extended their lead over Indonesia and are looking to get back into this. Malaysia pushing the Philippines all the way. The Philippines leading. Julius Nieras it is who's looking to drive home. Thailand looking to come strong now. Samansara it is who has the third leg and has the lead as well. The Philippines look as though they're treading water at the moment. That's a good handover there from the Thais. So the Thais are in the lead. The Philippines in second. They're looking to try and close this gap down. Malaysia in third. Going off like a bullet there for Thailand is Kanom. Natapon Kanom. Looks as though he's being caught. How comfortable a run is that? Archer Bagsit has the baton for the Philippines. Gold in the 400 metres with a time of 47.22. Malaysia not giving up as well here. Subramaniam looking to close the gap as well. But the Philippines are closing it down on Thailand. Kanom is trying to push, but he can't push hard enough because Bagsit is coming. Bagsit is on the outside and he's going to catch him. He is going to catch him. He's going to take him right at the line. This is going to be a very good time. What a performance. Oh, there's a clash. Malaysia and Indonesia have clashed there just before the line. But the gold goes to the Philippines. The silver to Thailand. We don't know who has the bronze yet because there was a stumble and a clash about 20 metres out. And you wonder if the Malaysian or the Indonesian athlete had managed to get back to their feet and cross the line. But nonetheless, the Philippines are the ones that get the gold. What a magnificent run from Archer Bagsit. Absolutely brilliant. And we're just hearing confirmation that the bronze did go to Malaysia. So Subramaniam got up to his feet a little bit quicker than Eddie Arancia and has managed to cross the line. Look how far, he's 5 metres down, and Bagsit has come from absolutely nowhere. That comfortable, confident running style. He catches him. Just look at the left-hand side of your screen there. Indonesia pushing all the way, and he's trying to cut in. There's a little coming together there. They've both gone to ground. The gold medal, though, quite clearly in the Philippines' hands. The silver goes to Thailand, and the bronze will go to Malaysia. 2-3 metres down, but look how comfortable Archer Bagsit's running there. You could see it on the backstretch. Is this a new talent emerging from the Philippines that we will see plenty of in the future? You would certainly think so. He's definitely got the build and the physique for it. Absolutely cruised to victory down the home straight. So confirmation, the bronze went to Malaysia after that clash with the Indonesians. The Thais took the silver in a time of 3:09.81, but with 3:09.32, it is the Philippines. Isidro Del Prado, Ricardo Aljan, Julius Nieras and Archer Bagsit. They have claimed the gold medal where Thailand usually get it. Well, the women's 4x400 relay final sets up this way: Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia and Singapore. So lots and lots of different distances have been ran by these ladies, that I can tell you. The biggest one was the 5,000 metres. by one of the Myanmarese runners. Starting off though, that's going to be Yin Yin Kind, 5th in the 400 with the time of 55.558. She was 4th in the 800, 6th in the Asian Games in 2010. A real runner there, no question about that. They will go in lane 2. In lane 3, we're just waiting for the tyres to come across. Patsom Juksonikon, gold in the 4x100 metres. That's the Vietnamese athlete that we're just waiting for to get over as well. There she is. She will go in lane 4. Lane 3 is Thailand, as we mentioned. Thilan Quach it is that everyone is waiting for to make her way to the starting blocks. Finally gets there after a few words from a coach. So there, confirmation, lane 3. Patsom Juksonikon, winner of the gold medal in the 4x100. She will run the first leg. No problems there with that one. Having already won a gold medal, she'll feel strong and good going into this one. Lane 4, Vietnam. Thilan Quach it was. Silver in the 400 metres with a time of 53.374. And silver medal in the 400 metre hurdles. So not just on the flats, over the jumps as well. She can go. No problems there for her. For Malaysia in lane 5, Siti Nur Afiq. Tough draw for Malaysia. Tough draw as well for Singapore, who will be out in lane 6. And then it is that will get things underway. The 19-year-old who starred in the Youth Olympic Games in 2010 in Singapore. Personal best of 1:02.43. So should be interesting to see how she goes about this run. Again, very much a learning process for the likes of Wendy and many of our athletes here that have performed for Singapore, particularly with the SEA Games coming home in 2 years' time and the Asian Games next year. So they're under starters orders. And the gun goes. So the first lap and 100 metres will be ran in lanes. That we do know already. And quite clearly, quickly coming up on the inside, Juksonikon is closing down, as is the Vietnamese girl, Thilan Quach. She's overtaking everybody at the moment. She's just drifted past Siti Nur Afiq. No problems there. She's going to attack this bend at the top corner with 200 metres to go and passes Wendy Yen. This is a good, strong run here from Thilan Quach. 2 silvers already from her. She's looking to try and get a gold on this occasion. Looking very, very comfortable as well. Everyone else left in the wake. Malaysia just trying to keep in there. Myanmar looking to come strong on the inside with Yin Yin Kind. There's the handover. Not the best handover from the Vietnamese. Daitu Nguyen it is. Didn't start in the 400 metre hurdles. Nice little handover there though. For Singapore, Santi Pereira, the 17-year-old, taking on the mantle. There's the cut where they can start to drift in now, and that's exactly what everybody's trying to do. Clearly this looks as though it's going to be a one-horse race with Vietnam looking to dominate here. The record is 3:35.53, set in 1991. One of the older records that still stands at the SEA Games. Thailand hold that. Of course, that was back in Manila, but Thailand looking to come strong here, and they've managed to close the gap. It is Eng Chuan who has really caught up with Daitu Nguyen. Really good work from her. Really has cut that gap right down, and the handover is pretty even. So this is a vital leg for Hom Huk Ponpan from Thailand, and Tri Huy Guen who is going off, but it is Pornpan that is pulling away and keeping that 15-metre gap that looks to be extending with every stride. It's about 20 metres now going down that back straight. Comfortably in control. You can see everybody spread out there. T Perea for Singapore, 8th in the 400 metres earlier. She is picking up the baton for Singapore and looking to close the gap and try and get into a medal position, but Vietnam look as though they're tiring again here. The Thais could be timing this to absolute perfection. Pornpan closing down yet again. Gwen is getting caught. There's no question about that. Gwen is going to get caught here by Pornpan. What a run from her. She paced it absolutely brilliantly. There's about 4 metres difference between the two girls, and it's been given to Triwadi Yongpan, who won gold in the 400 metres with a time of 53.106. Gold in Palembang as well for Thailand, and she's right on the heels of Thai Ol Gwen. She's just sitting there waiting to strike, and it's down to Thai On Gwen to try and push this through. When is she going to kick? Because Yongpan will kick, that you can be sure of. Will it be at the end of this bend? Gwen still in the leading position. She looks as though she's going to hold it. Is she? No, because here comes Yongpan. She's going to step out now, and these two athletes are going to go shoulder to shoulder. That's exactly what's happening. It's going to be the Thai that's going to come through. Triwadi Yongpan, the gold medalist in the 400 metres, is going to bring it home for Thailand yet again. 3:36.54. Vietnam with the silver, and picking up the bronze is Myanmar. Good run there from Ai Tao right at the end. But it's the Thai girls who got it spot on. They were trailing for the whole race up until that final 80 metres, and you can see the exertion that Triwadi Yongpan has exerted on herself there. What a final leg from her. So bronze in the 400 metres for Thai On Gwen. She's not going to see gold. It's gold for Yongpan. Right on the bend, coming into that home straight. 2 metres down, she just stretched and pushed, and that was just enough to give Thailand the gold medal. When she kicked, Thai On Gwen had absolutely nothing left in the tank. She'd really taken the running on from that 400 metre mark, but it was, of course, Yongpan that had something left in the locker, and she used it right on that home stretch. Good showing for Myanmar as well.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so
may I have your attention?
Thais absolutely out on their feet, no more so than Triwadi Yongpan. And confirmation, so Malaysia finished 5th, Singapore 4th, the bronze to Myanmar, Vietnam with the silver, and it's Thailand that win gold in the women's 4x400 relay.
Team manager of Indonesia. The mascot will be presented by SBG. IAF.
Yang Kya, he has completed 2 rounds so far, as all the divers have as well, and we are in the 3-metre platform for men, and the swimming pool at the Wuna Tekti Stadium, and I have to say this will be a great experience for the Myanmar divers. Malaysia clear favourites, Singapore will be in the mix, there's no doubt about that. This is a 4.0C, and that means it's going to be an inward 2.5 somersault dive by the Myanmar diver, here he goes, inward, gets lots of height, but then he overspills there, doesn't he? Too much rotation, doesn't come out into that vertical position that the judges are looking for, so he'll be marked down for that. We'll have a look in just a while to see how well he does, but I should be surprised if he gets too many 5s or 6s. He may well even get really marked down. Oh, there's a 2 in there as well. That really is. That's almost a non-dive. Very unsatisfactory. But average score 31.05, 126 altogether after 3 rounds for Nam Kia. A lot of people enjoyed our coverage of diving yesterday with the girls, and of course Fong Kek Yan and Myra Lee did a really good job. We've now got one of the champions expected from Malaysia, Wee Si Liang. He's doing a 3:07, which is going to be a reverse 3.5 somersaults. Well, the entry wasn't absolutely clean, but he'll be fairly happy with that. Malaysia really are the giants of diving in this part of the world. There's a total of 80.5, 7s and 8s, 7.5s and 8s, and that's really good scoring from the judges. The judges here from India, from Singapore, from Indonesia, Philippines, and in fact Malaysia's own judge is Yo Ken Ni, who is a specialist in the 3-meter platform already, or 3-meter springboard I should say, and has also dived in the platform 10-meter as well. So here is Mark Lee, first dive, Singapore. Ooh, that is a really solid third dive from him. It's a forward dive, of course, we saw that, and at 1:07B, that means forward 3.5 somersaults with pike, and there's some good scores, 60.45, so good accomplished performance there. Just about 20-30 centimeters back from the end of the board. That's important. Get the real height, do all the action, all the flight up above the board, and then concentrate on the entry. So that's a good start here. 3 dives complete by Mark Lee. And here is the other Malaysian competitor that's expected to do well, Chu Yiwei. He has got a dive 4:07C. So we are looking here at inward group again. Inward 3.5 somersaults. And with tucks. So we expect him to rotate very, very quickly once he's got the height. Lots of quick rotation. You need that, of course, because we're talking about a huge amount of spin there. Good. Ooh, and he's overplayed that one, my goodness. Wow, that really is a little bit of a disaster. It had a high degree of difficulty, of course, but he won't be happy with that, Chu Yiwei. He was in the lead after round 1, but it picks up a score of 34.00, and a 2 in there as well from Judge 6. That is the Chinese Taipei judge, Wu Ying Tan. Wasn't impressed at all, was he? The lift was good, but then there was too much rotation and he just didn't get out of it and get into that vertical entry. Yeah, too much rotation, and certainly did not get the approval of the judges. Now we've got Timothy Lee, the twin brother of Mark, and he is trying now 5-1 with twist. Yep, very, very good. That's a good entry. Excellent work there. 5-1-5-2 is the full explanation is a forward 2.5 somersaults with 1 twist, score of 58.50, high degree of difficulty, so a good performance there, this third round dive by Timothy Lee. He's got a total score of 146.45, 58.5 for that one. He'll be happy with that. That's a good score. He got a 58.5 for his first dive, 58.5 for his third. So, next diver is Ahmad Jamjaji of Indonesia, and he's got a 2:05B, and that entails a backward 2.5 somersaults, and they'll be piked. So, all the Starting position important, the takeoff absolutely vital, the flight, he did well, got up there nicely. Not exactly great on entry, not vertical, and there's a bit of extra splash there. That's always a telltale sign. If there's extra splash, you know it's not entirely vertical on the entry. But 61.5, he certainly will not complain at that. That is Jamdar's best performance. He got a 60 in the opening round and a 61.5 then, so for his third dive, that's the best he's done so far. You see a fabulous camera angle way up in the rafters. Now we've got Suchat Pichi of Thailand. He's going to do a 205B as well. So the same dive as the previous one, and that is a back 2.5 somersault. Let's see whether or not he can do better. Good height, and possibly a little better on the entry as well. Suchat Pichi. We'll have a look at his scores in a while, but if he gets 5s and 6s, he'll certainly be happy with that. And they are. There's a 4.5, there's a couple of 6s, a couple of 6.5s. So a little variation in the judging here, but they lose the top 2 and the bottom 2, and then take the next 3. And obviously degree of difficulty comes into the equation as well. All round then, not a bad dive there. 169 altogether, 52.5 there. So the final diver in round 3, and well, it's a very simple dive by Tsui Tet Woo. Tsui Tet Woo makes it, and gets a big cheer for his efforts there. Reverse 1.5 somersault. And there, 36 is his score, 6s and 5s, satisfactory all round, and that is completion of the third round of dives. And it looks as if the Malaysians are in 1 and 2 at the moment. We'll have a confirmation of that when we see the graphic. It'll come up shortly. But round 3 there, see Malaysia in the lead there at the moment, and Pichi with his performance has come into second place, so that's a very, very impressive one. Malaysia are split into 1 and 3 by the Thai boy. So we're now into the 4th round of this men's 3-meter springboard, and here is a 107. This is a forward dive, and that is forward 3.5 somersaults by Naung Kya. Got a degree of difficulty of 2.8. The crowd appreciated it, they like that, but let's see whether or not the judges have enjoyed it too. 42 points, not bad. Comes in the category of satisfactory. That's the 5 to 6.5 point score. Could have gone a little bit tighter, a little bit quicker rotation. Let's have a look. He wasn't really tight on the rotation, but certainly undercooked the entry as well. Just a little bit slow on that one. Here is Wei Tsi Liang, one of the favourites. In fact, he missed out on the 10-meter gold yesterday against his compatriot Mohammed Nazrin. So he's getting set here now for 407C, which means he's going to do inward 3.5 somersaults, and they'll be in tuck position. So let's see whether or not he can actually execute. It's the entry that the judges particularly look for. We know he can fly well. How can he enter? Oh, it's good. That is good. Yes. Very impressive, and you can hear what the crowd think of that as well. That's a very, very good and a high degree of difficulty, 3.4 for Wei Tsi Liang. And have a look at that, 74.8, 7s and 7.5s, very, very good, and that puts him really firmly into a challenging position for the top medal. He was hurting after he lost out the gold yesterday in the 10-meter platform. That will set him up well in this 4th round dive. He's got 2 more after this. Now, Mark Lee from Singapore in round 4. He's got a 205, which means a back 2.5 somersaults. And it is B, which means it's pike. So we're going to see from the hips. There you go. Oh, and not a bad, just a little bit undercooked on the entry. Could have done with a little bit more rotation there from Mark Lee, but still a very impressive performance. Mark will certainly hope that he gets up there. 49.5. He had a 60.45 last round, so that is really a little bit disappointing for him. He's got a score of 213. It was the entry that really undid him there. He hadn't got the rotation quite well enough to get the vertical entry. Just look at that. Not quite enough. He opened up a little bit too early. But anyway, Mark Lee is still in there with a fighting chance. Here's the other Malaysian now, Chu Yiwei. Chu Yiwei has got a 307 C dive, reverse 3.5 somersaults. They are really challenging dives these Malaysians are taking on. You have to say a 3.5 degree of difficulty. That means he's going to score highly if he gets anywhere close to perfection. Looking at this is Chu Yiwei. He's got to nail this. Started out well, good approach, good height. Entry was not there, was it? Oh dear. He got really good height. It was a lovely approach. The flight was good, but then the entry just missed his timing. And that's the result. Look at that, 43.75. It doesn't matter if you pick a high degree of difficulty. If you don't execute, you're going to get penalized. So he's dropped back off the pace a little bit, Yiwei, with that one. 43.75, 209 altogether. He's dropped way back off now. That'll be disappointing for him. Malaysia, of course, have had some fabulous divers for a long, long time. Many years now. Here's Timothy Lee, the twin brother of Mark. He's got a 205B to come up with, and that's a back 2.5 somersaults. Not quite as difficult as the dive we've just seen, but we are looking at a degree of difficulty of 3. Let's see how he goes here. Good strong start, and not a bad finish. Not a bad finish, not exactly vertical. There was a little bit of extra splash there, but certainly much better than the entry of the Malaysian just earlier. So Timothy Lee gets a score of 54. He'll be happy with that. Sixes, a couple of 5.5s, but 6s and 6.5. This is good. The entry is absolutely vital. Gets great height there. Nice position, and then just fades just a little bit on entry. Gets the good height, lovely flight motion, and then the entry just a fraction over. But I guess I'll be happy with that. Here's Jamjani again. His 305B dive will be a reverse 2.5 somersaults. So he'll come to the board and then he'll reverse his head, lift up and go backwards. Yeah, now that's not a bad dive. That looked very, very solid, I have to say. It's got a degree of difficulty of 3, so he's not stretching too much, but I think that'll be marked well. It is, look at that, 60. That's a very good score for the Indonesian boy. Yeah, he said, I just went over a fraction, just a little bit. So after Jamjani did well, let's have a look at it again. Yeah, he got some really good height there. A little bit of difficulty with the legs there, but the entry, he recovered well. Really good. Yeah, the entry was excellent there. Suchap Pichi is the next diver. We've got 2 more dives in this 4th round. 305B. It's the same dive which you've just seen from Jamjani. Ah, well, you can actually be the judge of that. It's probably not quite as solid there. In fact, I think he'll be lucky if he gets up to 50 points with that one, but it's 48. There you go. 6s and 5s, not so bad, but the judge in round in 1 is Maya Vyas of India. He marks him down quite a lot, 4.5. It's a difficult dive, that one. You're diving with reverse from the momentum that you create. And there you can see the pikes, but the entry wasn't quite there, was it? Here's the final dive of this particular round then. And this is Sui Tet U. Sui Tet Wu is now going to be trying 405C, which is an inward 2.5 somersault. And again, these will be pikes. They take much longer than Myanmar divers to set themselves. They're going through the motions of seeing it in their minds before they execute. Here we go. And there. Oh, and he just rotated just a little bit on entry, and he'll be penalized for that. So Sui Tet Wu has managed a 41.85, so not so bad, but 163.05 altogether, and that completes round 4. And let's see a little repeat here, slow motion, and you can see the problem on the entry, just overplayed that rotation. Again from a different angle above, getting some good pictures here. And again, the rotation was too much. Let's have a look then after round 4. And there we have the Malaysian in the lead, Indonesian second, and Thailand in third place. Let's take a break.
Round 5. Now jump.
Naung Kia with his round 5 dive. This is a backward 2.5 somersault. And it is with pikes. So again, you've now got used to seeing what is expected. Again, he holds on the board for a long time there. The standing position and then the flight and the entry, so vital. Again, all the both the Myanmar divers, even in the girls as well, all those we've seen, they hold their position for a long, long time before they execute. Very tough. Yeah, well, obviously he's working very hard to try and get that vertical entry. Good toes and leg position, but unfortunately the rotation he needs to work on. Got a great body though, he's a great physique. 48 points there for Naung Kia. 216 altogether. 207C now. We see Liang will be right after this. We've just seen a couple of replays of Naung Kia.
3.5.
Again, it's only the entry that's giving him a problem. Here is Hui Si Liang. He's in the lead at the moment with 300 points, 300.95, trying to draw the judge's attention to something. But he's going to be performing a 207C, which is a backward 3.5 somersaults with tuck position. This is a really tough, very tough dive. It's 3.5 degree of difficulty. That is the hardest dive that we see. So let's just have a look how he executes here. Pressure is always on. Precision is the name of the game. Concentration, but he's done it a million times in training. Let's see whether or not he can perform right here. We see Liang, the leader. Here he goes. and he stretches. I don't think he quite made the entry, but it was a really difficult dive. Very tough dive. And he'll probably pick up some good points for that. But 61.25, he might be a little bit disappointed with that. 6s and 5s. And again, looking at his coaches, Wan Jun and Zhu Jie will, well actually Zhu Jie has moved from Malaysia now to Singapore. So you certainly would have been used to seeing him as Zhu Jie has moved to coach the Singapore team, so in the high performance team. Let's see now, Mark Lee, and that is, oh, that's a good dive, really opened up nicely. 305B, and it's a reverse 2.5 somersault, pike position, and I think he'll score well for that. 54, that is good. 6s and 6.5 in there.
6.5.
Mark Lee, and part of the duo, the twins that we'll see also in the synchronized diving a little bit later.
5154B.
Chu Yi-wei coming up next will be performing a dive with twisting. It's a twisting group dive here. 51.54, and that will be a forward 2.5 somersaults with 2 twists. Big ambition here. 3.4 degree of difficulty. Let's see how he enters this one. 3.4 DD. Big height off the 3-meter board, and there's the twist as well, and doesn't quite nail it. I think it's the entry was not quite as we'd hoped, but he won't be too disappointed, I think. We'll have a look in just a couple of moments. If he gets upwards of 50s into the 60s, he'll be very happy with that. Well, 268 altogether, 59.5. That's actually, I think, one of his best performances so far. Right, here's Timothy Lee. This is an important dive, hugely important dive. 305B. That is a reverse 2.5 somersaults, and you can see the pike, and that is a very, very good entry. I think he'll be happy with that. This 5th round dive, Timothy will be pretty happy with that, I think. Yeah, 55.5. Good work. 55.5 brings him up to 255 points. 0.95 altogether. 6s. I can't understand the judge one though from India. He actually marked him at 3 for that. That's really extraordinary, and that means it's a deficient dive. I can't believe that. That's really extraordinary. Anyway, that would have been dropped off anyway. Jami Ahmad in round 5, is round 5 dive. Again a twister, 51.54, means that he is looking at a forward 2.5 somersaults, 2 twists, and he misses it. He got the flight in, but he couldn't actually execute the entry, so he'll be certainly marked down for that. It's a brave effort, but by golly, you really do. Yeah, he knows it. He missed the entry. 35.70, that's reflected in the scores. 3, 2.5, 4s, 5s, a big variation of scores by the judges. But just look, there lots of action in the flight, but then just could not get close to the entry. There's a lot of pressure on these divers to execute, but look at that. That was a bit of a flop into the water at the end. So Suchak Pichi is doing well at the moment for Thailand. Let's see what he can come up with. Oh, lots of twisting and reverses as well, but again the entry is the secret of success, isn't it? If you get the entry right, it stands to reason you've done everything else prior to that very well too. Let's have a look at Suchak's score. 47.85, yeah, 265. He's doing very well, I have to say. Might have dropped back a place with that though. He was up in contention for a medal. Yeah, and he just didn't get the entry, did he? once again. Lots of action in flight, does well with the twist, and that somersault to finish didn't get the entry. Right, so this is the final dive of round 5. Just one more round after this. Zui Tet U from Myanmar, the youngster, 205C, is a back 2.5 somersaults. Again, he's concentrating on the board, just waiting there. So, a little anxiety again. He really does make everybody nervous, just bouncing there like that, keeping the concentration. Here he goes. Almost missed the entry, but actually made a half-decent attempt to get there. It was a 2.8 degree of difficulty, that dive. Let's see what he scores, and does well actually. 42 dead is his point score, 205.05 after 5 dives. So here is just one more. In fact, we probably get a couple of the reviews here of the dive. There it goes, this is the second one. We'll then have the score after 5 rounds of competition. And let's just have a look. There you go. Singapore have moved up to 3rd place with Mark Lee. Let's take a break and see how he does in the last round.
Final round. Now down. 5-2.
Final round of dives, round 6 here in Nang Kya. He's going to have some twists going on here, although he's standing there reverse to the pool. 5231D. Now, looking at my notes, let's have a look. 5231D is a back 1.5 somersault with half a twist. It's not going to be as complicated as some dives we've seen already. Degree of difficulty is 2, so it's not so difficult. There you go, but well executed. 2 degree of difficulty, and all these Myanmar divers are starting from a fairly low base, but there you can see 36 is his score. He's ranked 7 altogether, 252.05. He's a powerfully built athlete, and I know that he certainly will be improving. Just experience and competition will certainly do a lot, and he's done well there. See once more, so he goes back into the pack, but a really good experience for him. Now, Hui Si Liang, he's got a 3.4 degree of difficulty, 5154D, and it's a forward 2.5 somersault, 2 twists. Just watch this. Super. Oh yes, I think that could well be a gold medal dive for him. He had a great disappointment in the 10-meter platform, coming up second. He got the silver yesterday, and he lost out to Mohammed Nazreen, but I think he'll be very happy with that. 69.70. Great work there from Hui Si Liang. We have a look at it again. Just look, very, very accomplished, and a good entry too. Solid, positive diving from the Malaysian. Beautiful. That's excellent work. Yeah, I'll be very happy with that, I'm sure. We've now got Mark Lee. Mark Lee, it's a hugely important dive for him. Again, lots of twists involved in this one. Up he goes, it's competent. Oh, and not a bad entry either. Not a bad entry. Singapore, I tell you, will be happy with that. His final dive, I'll see the marking in a minute. Just listen to the support. And the 57 points. That takes him up into silver medal position. Can you believe that? 324. He'll be very, very happy with that overall score. In fact, that's probably one of his finest series of 6 dives that we've seen for quite a while. Excellent work. One of the twin. He just goes off the edge of the board a little bit, but executes well, comes up with a total score of 324.15. Now he's got to wait for this diver, Chu Yi-wei, who's really got a chance to beat him. We will see. Chu Yi-wei. He's been learning new dives in China. He's got 3 new dives in this series of 6. He's had some problems with entries, but let's just see whether or not this one is going. It's just forward, but loads and loads of action on it. It's 109. Forward, 4.5 somersaults. This is one of the new dives. He's got to nail it. Got a chance of taking the silver. I don't think he's got a chance of the gold, but everything resting on this one. 109 forward, 4.5 somersaults, tucked position. Watch this. Watch the rapidity of this action. 1, 2, 3, 4.5, and he misses the entry. He misses the entry, and that opens the door certainly for Mark Lee. Chu Yi-wei for Malaysia. He's got an ironic smile there and a bow. Well, he said he gave it a go. It's an extraordinary attempt. 45.60. It puts him in bronze medal position. But that is a really, really big moment for Singapore, because it looks like Mark Lee has split the Malaysians. That's extraordinary. Watch the speed here. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Unbelievable. Didn't make the entry, but it wasn't far short, was it? He's got to get so much height in order to get the rapidity of revolution. He almost made it. Wow. Chu Yi-wei is back in 3rd position at the moment. Timothy Lee, if he can nail this one, you never know, he might even grab a bronze or even silver medal himself. Let's have a look. Timothy Lee has got a 5.23 5D. So lots of twists involved in this one as well. And a good entry. Oh, excellent work from Timothy Lee. Timothy Han Kwan. And that again completes his diving. Let's just have a look at the judges' scores here now. And well, 56 altogether. That's a very good score. 311. Wow, 311.95. He's just 3 points behind, taking a bronze medal there from Chu Yi-wei. So Timothy Lee. Wow, that is a very, the twin brothers have done so well here. They're in 4th position for Timothy. Silver medal position for Mark, and I tell you, that's great work from the duo from Singapore. They'll be very, very happy, I can tell you. Zhu Jie and Wan Jun, and of course Damien Le, the manager of the centre in Singapore, will be very, very happy with the high performance team's efforts there. Right, Jamjami Ahmad is now on the board at 407C. We are talking about an inward 3.5 somersaults. Tough. And he just missed out there again. The rotation not quite enough. He was still rotating as he entered the pool. So he'll be marked down for that. But Jamjani Ahmad, 40.80 for his final dive. 298 altogether. And that's not a bad effort, actually, because that puts him in 5th place overall. And I think he will be, well, actually it's 6th place overall, I beg your pardon, and that under rotation at the end, just, it's so important, the entry, because it means that everything is in place prior to that. Here's Pichi, Suchak Pichi, he is in 5th place at the moment. Very important. He's got, again, lots of twists in this performance. 5.253B, and again he undercooks the entry. And lots of splash around that one, so it doesn't look as if he's going to overhaul Timothy Lee. I don't think he is. 41.25, no, it's 3 from the Indian judge. There's a 5 and a couple of 4.5s as well. So Suchak Pichi maintains his position in 5 at the moment. He's got a 3.07. It was very tight for the minor placings. 3.07 compared with Timothy's 3.11. Chue was 3.14 and Mark was 3.24. Hui Tzi Liang was way ahead of the rest for Malaysia for the gold medal. Sui Zet Wu is on the board. This is the final dive, the final diver of round 6. 3-meter dive for men will be completed after this one, and we'll give you the results in just a while. Singapore already celebrating. A long time waiting. 5.231. Little bit of a twist, but a very simple dive there for Sui Zet Wu compared with the others we've seen. So a good effort there. It was a 2.0 degree of difficulty, 35 altogether. He's round 6 complete there. So this is a big celebration for Singapore. Hui Tzi Liang takes the title and the gold medal, so he's got a gold and a silver now. But it's Mark Lee that takes the silver medal for Singapore. Chu Yi Wei is in 3rd place overall. There you go. Let's join Mark and Paul for the Singapore v Thailand soccer match a little bit later on. Hope you can do that. Bye from the pool for now.